Hey, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to do a little review. As most of you know, and some of you may not, I'm pretty involved in the JB4 community. I've done lots of custom mapping and revisements to other people's tunes, my tune, and I've purchased one pretty much when they initially came out for the WRX. They had just been released, the starting beta. This is a little over 6 months ago, and I just wanted to kind of do a review, what I think about it so far, do a little bit of a comparison between this and Cobb, some of the things you can and can't do. As you know, the JB4 is a piggyback tuner. Unlike the Cobb axis port, there's kind of the two tuners that are available. So with the piggyback tuner, you have a few plugs under the hood, and those plugs trick the system into thinking a metric is at a different point, such as the boost. The car thinks that you're boosting 10 or 12 psi, but in reality you're boosting at 20 psi. And there's of course more to it than that. You can adjust air fuel ratios and wastegate duty. The biggest differences between the JB4 and the Cobb are going to be that the Cobb is a flash. So once the flash is done, you can of course uninstall the flash, but there's always going to be a trace of that flash on the ECU. With the JB4, there's no adjustments to the ECU, so of course there's not going to be anything left, any kind of remnants left if you do need to take it off for warranty work. So that was one of the main things that sold me initially on buying the JB4, and there's definitely some downsides as well. So I guess one of the downsides would be that a flash, you're going to make a little bit more power. Now, OTS versus, so off the shelf Cobb versus off the shelf JB4. The JB4 is faster. We've seen the video. So with it dialed in, it's faster. Now with a e-tune or a pro tune, the Cobb axis port will be faster. They're just going to be able to adjust more timing, advancing, and they will make more power. So it's kind of a toss-up, do you want to keep your warranty, or do you want to make a little bit more power? Normally it'll be a 20 to 30 wheel horsepower variance between the two. And we'll see in the next couple months. I'm waiting to get a few more parts, and then Joey and I will race again. He's going to have his e-tune on 93, and I'm probably going to be running a custom tune on E30, and we'll see how comparable those two are, and potentially working out at the drag strip, so we can actually go from 0 to however fast we end up going. But things that the JB4 can't do. So it can adjust timing. It can indirectly, but not directly influence timing. So it cannot do launch control. Not really that you need it on an all-wheel drive car. Really, you just 4,000 to 6,000 RPM. You drop the clutch and you go, or you slip the clutch. Either way, you don't, in my opinion, don't really need launch control. Those are the two main things that are differences. For me, I went JB4 just because I'm a warrior. Part of my job is just as I do for a living, I kind of analyze risk, and for me this seemed kind of like the best option, where I got power and I still maintain my warranty. So if for some reason within the first 60 or so thousand the engine goes, or the turbos go, turbo goes, or any other major things, minor things aren't that big of a deal, but any major things that I can kind of get it covered under warranty. So for me, I really like the JB4 just because of how user-friendly it is. So it's the interface. Once you kind of get into it, you find out pretty quickly, okay, this is what does this and this is what does that. And you can read through the forums and say, okay, well, adjusting my fuel bias this way makes my air-fuel ratio go this way. And you can really dial it in for your car in particular and say, okay, well, hey, making these changes makes my car feel better. 0 to 60 makes my car feel better, 20 to 60. I kind of did a bunch of testing, months of testing and back and forth with the owners, and I've got my car perfectly dialed in where the air-fuel ratio is perfect, the boost is just right, and everything feels great. So I really like that it's, at least when we're comparing, what I can get from the fact, what I get exactly from Cobb, where it's kind of sort of for everyone, versus what I get exactly for the JB4, which again is what comes with the base maps 1 through 5 are kind of sort of for everyone. The AFR will be okay, the power will be pretty good, but once you go to map 6 and you dial everything in, it feels so great. And not everyone's going to take those steps. So like if you want something out of the box that performs very well, Cobb is the way to go. But if you are willing to make adjustments and do some different runs and really get everything dialed in, JB4 is the way to go. Because rather than spending the $700 for the Cobb and then another couple hundred to who knows, Pro Tunes can range up to $1,000. It really just depends on who you go with. I've seen them as low as $250, and I've seen one of my buddies got a Pro Tune, he spent $700. So it really just kind of varies shop to shop and location, of course. But without spending as much, you just kind of dial it in. And for me, I think for whoever's watched my videos, you'll see I've done some mix where I've ran 93, I've run E30, I've done a bunch of different octane testing and just kind of fiddled with what's the max boost I can run, and kind of seeing where things felt good or didn't feel good. And for me, it's been a ton of fun. I've had a blast over the last few months, fiddling with different metrics and getting my car perfect for me. However, I know that's not for everybody. Some people, they want something out of the box. They don't want to fiddle with it. And that's okay. For the people who don't want to fiddle with anything, Cobb is probably the best choice. Again, you don't have to. Everything, you won't make the best power off, with what comes in the box. You'll make the best power by adjusting the metrics. You can run their base maps, but adjust the metrics for your car and your temperature where you're at. Just because everybody's elevation is going to be different than what I run is going to be different than what you run in California or Colorado. But yeah, no, it's been really cool, really fun. Of course, if anybody has any questions about the JB4, I'm always more than happy to email back and forth, and even text here and there. I'm relatively busy with work, but on the weekends and nights, I'm more than happy to help dial people's cars in. So if you have any questions about the JB4, how to do something, don't hesitate to shoot me a message, or one of the guys on Canon, and anybody's happy to help. I'm just less inundated with emails because I'm really only helping the WRX community, and a little bit of Outback, mostly the WRX community. So I don't have as many people that I'm helping. I'm helping 10, 20 people a week rather than helping hundreds of people a week. So I'll be a little quicker to reply. But again, if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know what you went with and why you went with what you went with. If you're thinking about going one way, why you're thinking about it. I'm always interested to hear someone else's perspective. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, or give me a call. I'm really happy to help out anybody, and I hope everybody has a great day.